So I think it's safe to say
Powered
that
by
Sam
Riverside
Wilson's had
Infinity.
one of the biggest glow ups in the MCU. I mean, this dude went from being pretty much like a minor sidekick to Captain America to now being Captain America. And now he's apparently going to be the de facto leader of the Avengers going into Secret Wars and going into Doomsday. So, I mean, Sam, he's had quite the journey. I mean, he's been in the MCU for, I mean, not the entirety of it, but a good part of it. And, I think it's cool that he has had an evolution from going from being a pretty forgettable sidekick to being a supporting character. And now he's one of the most important characters in the MCU. I mean, he's leading the Avengers now. But I think with that said, the MCU has really mishandled him pretty bad. When they made him Captain America, I mean, that was a pretty polarizing decision. I mean, a lot of people thought that Bucky should be Captain America. Some people thought that Steve should stay as Captain America. And, I remember when I was in the theater and Steve gave Sam the shield at the end of Endgame. I kept, like, there were so many questions I had because, like, the first question I had, and a lot of people had, was how exactly is Sam going to be Captain America? Because I mean, yeah, when you think about Steve Rogers, I mean, yeah, he had all the good heroic attributes. He was loyal. He had a sense of right and wrong. He put others before himself. He was selfless. He had all the good qualities of Captain America, but that was not really what made him Captain America. What made him Captain America really was the super soldier serum. Without that, I mean, Steve would have been nothing. Like if Steve had stayed, the anorexic, sick kid from the 40s, there's no way he would have. First of all, he'd have been way dead before the current day in the MCU. He would have been long dead. But even before that, he would have never been able to fight Loki or been a part of the Avengers or fought Thanos or do anything. Like the Super Soldier Serum is a big part of why he was able to be Captain America. He was able to have the power to do right, to do good, to do what he thought was the right thing. And without that, he wouldn't be able to do it. And then Sam, I mean, Sam had going into Endgame, I mean, he was just a guy. Like, I mean, yeah, he had fought with the Avengers and he had fought, Thanos, he had fought in Wakanda. He had definitely earned a spot as being on the team. But like as far as being Captain America, I was like, he's just a guy. Like, how's he gonna be a Captain America? Like, there's nothing different from him than any other guy on the planet. Like, at least with Steve Rogers, he was a superhuman. Like, he had enhanced superhuman strength. He had, pretty much he was ageless. He had a healing factor, which the MCU really never kind of went into the fact that he had that, but he did have a healing factor. He had superhuman qualities that made him far above any other person on the planet. So there was no way any like person could challenge or even be qualified to be Captain America without having the super soldier serum. And that's part of why there were so many attempts and different versions of the super soldier serum because all the governments of the world wanted to recreate Captain America. And so I was like, I don't know how Sam's going to be Captain America since he's just a dude with like a pair of jetpack wings. Like he doesn't. There's like, how's he gonna fight any type of any type of like alien or superhero or superpowered threat when he's just a dude with wings? Like I didn't understand that. And then they had his show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was okay. I mean, I think it was definitely on one of the better, I guess, of the post Endgame shows, which I guess isn't saying much considering a lot of the shows now have been hit or miss. I mean, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then the recent Daredevil, they're kind of like viewed as like the pinnacle of MCU television. They're kind of like the top of the TV shows that they made. But so he had the show, and then he had his own movie, A New World or Brave New World, which did horribly at the box office, bombed. And so, I think at this point it's safe to say that Captain America, Sam being Captain America, has been a failure. And first, it should have never happened. And I mean, it's first of all, it's just I have an issue with the MCU because they've done this with other characters. Like they've tried to give Riri Williams the mantle of Iron Man, pretty much. They tried to give Jane the mantle of Thor. Like they've tried to just like take these characteristics of pre-established beloved characters and attach them to other characters to make them that character. And I don't like that. Like, I mean, because the fact is, none of these characters are ever going to be as good or anywhere as close to the originals. Like, Riri Williams is never going to be as good as Tony Stark. And, like, likewise, no other, like, copy or, replacement is ever going to be as good as the original. Like, I mean, that's just how it is. Those characters have earned, their place. People, they have earned their iconic stature, and then just to like try to just like attach that to some other character and to like just give them all of the positive attributes without any other work. It's just cheap. It's just cheap. It's lazy. It's unoriginal, and no one likes it. Like I think you will be hard pressed to find anyone who actually is happy about like all these characters who are just 2.0 of whoever, or like Hulk 2.0 or Thor 2.0. Like having original characters with their own backstories, their own characters, their own art, their own relationships. That's what people are interested in. Like, and no one wants to see the same like six versions of the same character. And so I've always had a problem with the MCU trying to like give mantles of pre-established characters to other characters. So yeah, I mean, first of all, like I didn't think that there needed to be a Captain America. Like I don't think that there should have been a successor to Steve. Like I don't think Bucky should have been Captain America. I don't think what's his name, the guy from Thunderbolts, who was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't think he should have been Captain America. Like I felt like the best way to honor the Captain America mantle was to retire it with Steve. Like what they should have done is had Steve officially die, because it's kind of vague right now as to like it's implied that Steve is dead, but the films have been kind of not too like definitive on that. Like it's heavily implied that he's dead, but we haven't really gotten like solid confirmation. But it's kind of up in the air. But then again, with fucking multiverse and all that shit, it doesn't even matter at this point. Like I mean, honestly, does it even matter if he's dead? Because I mean, they could easily bring him back. But that's besides the point. Honestly, I think that they should have just retired the mantle, have the shield, put into a museum, which is what they did in Falcon and Winter Soldier for a little bit, put it in like a museum, and that's it. Like you could have like people be inspired by Captain America, and then that's the legacy of Captain America. Like I don't think a new character needs to be Captain America. And and then with Sam, like he already had his own character. Like that was the frustrating thing. Is like to me, this is also why I kind of didn't like him becoming Captain America, because like it just robbed him of his own character. Like they're just pretty much like attaching Captain America to him and then just like getting rid of whatever character he had or could have had. And they're just like trying to make him Cap 2.0. And it's like, well, no, Falcon had his own story. He had his own arc. He had his own character. He had, his own story he could tell. Like, I would have much rather have liked to have seen Falcon just be Falcon. Like, because to me, I also feel like it is unintentional. I don't think that the writers view it this way, but this is at least how I look at it. I feel like the writers look at it as these characters are not adequate on their own. Like they can't stand on their own. That they have to be given the mantle of a pre-established character to be actually a good character, to be a decent character. And I mean, and also like, especially when it comes to like the minority characters and the MCU, it's kind of looked at as like a positive thing. of like, oh, this is like we got Riri as the Tony Stark replacement. We got Falcon as a replacement for Steve. But to me, and this might be me, I might be the only one to look at it this way. But to me, it's kind of in a weird way. Ironically, I think it's kind of, to me, I look at it as like kind of being disrespectful, because I look at it as you're kind of saying that these, minority characters can't actually stand on their own as actual characters. They have to be given characteristics and characters from white characters to have any merit, to be actually decent characters, or to be intriguing characters. They actually have to be given, characters and mantles and pretty much all the attributes from the white characters to be good characters. And so, in a way, like it isn't actually the positive that I think that the writers look at this as, like, because I think it's supposed to be a positive thing of like, oh, now finally there's a black person who's Captain America, and it's like, yeah, but you don't need that. Like, Falcon should be able to just be Falcon and explore that. And then also like in Brave New World, I was just like, what the fuck are they doing here? Like, you got Captain America, Falcon, who, by the way, keep in mind that he's not a superhuman. He's not a super soldier. He has no superpowers. You got fucking Sam as a regular guy who he had the most schizophrenic mishmash of shit together as a like as an arc, or not even arc, just like as a story. Like he had all of the Hulk characters. Like I don't know how who thought that it was a good idea to have the Red Hulk, Betty Ross, Thunderbolt Ross, and the fucking Brainiac dude from the Edward Norton Hulk. I don't know why they thought that like they should have them in the Falcon movie. I don't know how they connect to Captain America or Falcon. Why they didn't try to have the Hulk there, beyond me. So like it's like I don't know why all those characters are there. Why he's even there. Like I was just like when I saw the trailer, I'm like, why is Falcon having a fight with the Hulk? Like first of all, the Hulk should just fucking destroy him. And then on top of that, they make him like Falcon is pretty much more toward he's more of an Iron Man character, which is funny because Falcon actually hated Tony Stark, but he's more of a Tony Stark character than he is a Captain America character because like they make a big deal in Falcon and the Winter Soldier about like how the super soldier serum like it like corrupts you or like it's very hard to have good when you take the serum, and so like it's viewed as a good thing that Falcon doesn't take it. But then it's like, but at the same time, like now he's like pretty much like a souped up Tony Stark where he has Wakandan vibranium advanced tech suits that like has all these gadgets and shit. It's like so now he's just like pretty much an Iron Man ripoff with the mantle of Captain America. So now he's just a ripoff two characters. Like he's even less of an original character now than he was before. At least when he was just Captain America, he just had that mantle. And you know, you could still work with that. But now I mean now he was pretty much just like a ripoff of Iron Man and Captain America. And so I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? I mean, also, I think the reason that they had the Hulk characters in there is because there isn't nothing like Falcon doesn't have any actual like. I mean, I'm sure he does in the comics. I don't know too much about him in the comics, but as far as in the MCU, he doesn't have any like established villains or anything. Like what they should have done is use this film to develop his own original villains. Like this film should have had no Hulk, no character that was like associated with the Hulk should be in this film. This should have been a film to establish Falcon or Sam as Captain America. And again, this should have been a grounded film because one of the problems that the MCU has had for a while now is like every fucking movie has to be a universal, multiversal, or planet destroying threat. Like, no, it's like they can't have just a grounded street level film. Everything has to be the multiverse is at stake, the universe is at stake, the planet's gonna fucking blow up if we don't stop the bad guy. Reality is gonna shatter if we don't stop this person. The multiverse is gonna implode if this eldritch being doesn't isn't stopped and sent back to the fifth dimension. It's like they can't have just grounded actual stories. And like Captain America is a grounded character. I mean, like, yeah, he fights with the Avengers and he goes into space and he fights aliens and gods, but like at the core of Captain America, like he is a grounded character. Like you look at the Steve Rogers films, they were some of the most grounded films in the MCU, you know, Civil War, The First Avenger, Winter Soldier. Those were pretty grounded, real semi-realistic films. Like they were grounded in realism and they were, you know, kind of, you know, they were intimate stories. And they built Steve Rogers' character. And that was such a lacking part of the current film, is like of the new film. Is that this wasn't a film to like build Sam as a character, establish him as a character. Like this film should have been the building blocks of like who is Sam as Captain America, like what makes him inherently different ideology, you know, from an ideological perspective, from a mindset perspective, like how does he view the world, and especially like a post snap world, a post Thanos world, like you know, a world where it's a very different world from when Steve Rogers was Captain America. Like it's the whole universe is very different. Like how does Sam view the world? How does he view his role as the de facto leader? How does he view his responsibility to the world? Like how? Yeah, I mean, I think it would have been cool to like actually delve into like Sam kind of like having to have like the conflict of like looking at how the Avengers before fell apart and like how that led into them losing and failing the Earth and the universe and Infinity War, and him having to kind of have that weight and that kind of pressure of like that possibly happening again and him failing again like Steve did with Tony to like stop the bad guy and like save the planet. Like I think it would have been cool to like actually explore his character, like actually get us into the mind of who is Sam. And instead they have this fucking, celestial hand with vibranium and hulks and espionage. It's like, man, like you don't need all this shit. Just make this a grounded, character centered film and explore Sam as a character. And we didn't get that. And I mean, honestly, at this rate, I don't know when if we do. I mean, there's a good chance now we don't even get a Captain America 3. But it begs the question. I mean, what is going to happen with Sam going forward? Because I mean, he's going to be the leader of the Avengers, whoever that is. I mean, we still don't. This is crazy. It is. We're under about it. No, I guess we're a year away. It's about a year away from the next big Avengers film, and we have yet to know who any of the Avengers are. Like, honestly, can you name who the Avengers are? Could you even think of who a roster is for the Avengers? I give you a minute. You can't. Like, because Marvel doesn't. Like, Marvel in every film almost talks about the Avengers. The Avengers, the Avengers aren't here, or this character's more powerful than the Avengers, or we gotta reform the Avengers. And it's like, who the fuck are the Avengers? They don't, Marvel doesn't even know. So, like, I don't even know who Sam is supposed to be leading. Because he doesn't even have a team. Like, all we know is the fucking, his new Falcon. Like, we know he's going to be on this team because they were, teammates. But as far as anyone, like, because Sam hasn't actually developed relationships with anyone. Like, he actually hasn't had any type of development or any type of character growth with any of these characters. Like, he's just going to be tossed into this massive crossover event with a team of characters he has no established relationship with. So yeah, I mean that's just fucking insane that like Captain America, who's supposed to be leading the Avengers, we don't even know who the Avengers are, and he has no relationship with whoever the Avengers are going to be. But I mean, looking forward past that, like I think because I don't know if they're going to want to keep him as the leader of the Avengers. Because in my personal opinion, I feel like Sam. I don't think he should be Captain America. And I think that they are going to try to keep him like that. I don't think they're going to try to change him back to Falcon. But honestly, I think that'd be the best move. Like, I think post Endgame, not post Endgame, post Secret Wars, post Doomsday, they should have Sam just give up the mantle. I don't want to see, fucking Bucky as president and Captain America. I don't want to see anyone else as Captain America. Just retire the mantle. You don't need to have someone else be Captain America. That's just a Steve Rogers thing. I mean, I know in the comics there's 100 different Captain Americas, like fucking Luke Cage's daughter becomes Captain America, but like you don't need that. Like you have enough characters and you have enough to work with Sam to have original characters and to have other characters and original ideas and new stories. Like you don't need to keep trying to fucking reuse the same shit from damn near a decade ago. Like just start new. And like especially with the MCU having like a reset reboot coming, I think it'd be cool just to have Falcon reset. Like Falcon is a character that should reset. He should reset to being Falcon. And I don't think he should be the leader of the Avengers. I think that he should be part of the Avengers, but I don't think he should be the leader. I think the leader, and this is just my opinion, I feel like the leader of the Avengers should either be Doctor Strange or Captain Marvel. Now, I know Captain Marvel people are mixed on her, but I think if you can give her an arc similar to how Thor had, like I mean, when Thor was first introduced, up until Ragnarok, Thor was a pretty kind of forgettable, very stoic, boring character, and then like Ragnarok gave him a character, but gave him like that kind of character injection. He actually had a character. He actually has a personality that people liked, and I mean I don't want them to make Captain Marvel into a fucking goofy slapstick version like Thor, but like you can do enough work with her to make her a likable character. Like I believe if you give her the development to make her a more likable character, and I actually spend more time with her as a character. She could be a character people like, and I could see her being the leader of the Avengers. I mean, she has the experience, she has the power, she has the knowledge, and she could definitely develop relationships to be, the leader of the Avengers. But I mean, really, I personally would think that Doctor Strange he makes the best sense to me being the Avengers. But I think that he should be a part of it. But really, where I think Sam should fit in post Secret Wars, post Doomsday, is just being a street level character. Because that's something that Marvel has really just kind of abandoned, is like having characters be street level characters dealing with just the day to day issues. Like even Spider Man. Spider Man's supposed to be a street level character, and he's fucking fighting multiversal threats with Doctor Strange going to the mirror dimension and meeting other Doctor Strange, other Spider Mans. Like even like Ant Man. Ant Man's supposed to be the most chill, grounded character too, and he's fucking in the quantum realm dealing with Kang and shit. It's like, can we just have grounded street level characters just do street level, missions and street level stories? Like I think it'd be cool if like after we have these major big events that for a little bit, I'm not saying forever, but like for a good period of time, Marvel just kind of gets away from the grandiose world, universal ending threats, the Galactuses and the Thanoses and all that shit. Just spend time, down to earth with these characters and just have Sam be Falcon. Have him just be his own character and and have an arc of him realizing like, yeah, like I can't be Captain America. I am not Captain America. I'm not Steve Rogers. I'm me. I'm Sam. I'm Falcon. That's who I am. And you build him as that character. And I think that'd be a good fit for him. Like, I think it would be a good fit for Sam just to be a street level, grounded character who has just, a slice of life type of story. Like, you could have like a mini series with him. You could have like a limited series. You could have him cross over with other characters. I think that's a perfect fit for Sam. I think that that's where he would fit in great at. Like, I don't think he needs to be trying to be Captain America 2.0 and giving him all this shit to make him somewhat of an actual Captain America with all this the gadgets and the power ups and the vibranium. Like, no, you don't need all that shit. Just make him who he was. Just make him Sam again. Make him Falcon, and go from there. And I think it'd work. I think it'd be a good character move for him. But this is my kind of my dream writing for what I hope goes for Falcon. They probably won't, but you can dream. But with that said, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. And until next time, I will see you good people later.